I have the parable of the talents in Matthew 25. It says, again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work, and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 bags more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid, and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant. You knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well, then you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bags of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So, in order to understand this parable completely, we need to know the context of this, as my brother Lauren is constantly reminding me. The context is going along with in Matthew 24, Jesus is explaining or replying to them about their question. When is Jesus going to return? Or they said, when will this happen? What will be the signs of your coming and the end of the age? And he goes in explaining to them, that they need to be ready, and he uses the parable of the 10 virgins, and he uses that parable to explain that there's going to be waiting, that they need to be ready as they wait. And it's going to happen unexpectedly. And then he uses this parable to explain that while they're waiting, they also need to put to work what God has given us, each according to our ability. Whether it's gifts, whether it's talents, our money, our bodies, everything that we have, each according to our ability. He wants us to work and double it, not just be lazy and do nothing with it. He wants us to, in his name, make an abundance out of it. It says in verse 29, for whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. But whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. Yeah.
Yes, you see Matthew chapter 25 is talents. And in verse 14, for the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants, delivered his goods to them. And in this parable, we see talents. This talent show that natural ability. Natural ability. God has given us, everyone, different level of responsibility for everyone. A natural, and then we see again, come back again is First Corinthians chapter 14, and then is we see some spiritual gift also. For some apostle in chapter 12, with some for apostle, some for prophet, some for medical. That he give spiritual gift. For what God has given to us spiritual gift to build His body. And then if we see this passage again, it is talk about the second coming passage. As we see the nearer of second coming, we see the word. That's what how we can participate in His kingdom with our talents, with our responsibility to do for mission before Christ coming. That's what we see. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to far country who called his own servants and deliver his goods to them. It's the same passage we see. He give example on what? A talent. We all are responsible to participate for his kingdom, whatever we can. That's why in our church, we see in our church in a month, one time, in 4 weeks, in 1 week is we collected some offering for mission fee, whatever we can, for which we have that offering, that mission fee offering, just we support, we provide what they need, people, and just we use for preaching the gospel. In one time, we just collect it. What I mean is, in this passage is talk about the kingdom. The Lord has given to us a natural ability, what we can do for His kingdom. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we're called to be good stewards of what God has given us, not just to be idle and do nothing. You know, that's why I call him lazy. You know, we shouldn't just sit and do nothing and, like he did, bury the money. When I opened up my first real estate office, I had a little open house from our church. They had him come down after Sunday. And our pastor was there, and he read that very scripture. And he was saying, you know, that I've done something with what the gifts that God has given me. That instead of sitting there, you know, I could have been doing nothing, but I'm doing something with it and trying to, you know, make more money or make, you know, be more profitable than, you know, sitting there collecting unemployment, you know. So, yeah, I remember that scripture was there, but yeah, as being, you know, a good steward, God gives you gifts, and we should, you know, like if you have to give you the gift of to be teaching. So if you don't teach, you're not using that in church to be a teacher or to be singing. You could be ushering, whatever it is. You know, if you're not doing anything with it, then you're just like the person that buried it. You keep it to yourself. Yeah.
The book of Proverbs speaks all over about laziness.
Yeah.
Proverbs 24:33 says, 32 says, "Then as I looked and thought about it, I learned this lesson. A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber."